So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I would encourage you to please watch this and give feedback, because not only was this for an important cause, but this is a prime example of just taking some content from your C400 and your C70 and punching in to make it fit for social media. I think we can all agree that when we are scrolling and we see something small 16:9 square on a 9:16 format, like on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, it just doesn't look as invigorating. It doesn't look as inviting. You quickly scroll past it because it looks amateur. And I always caution clients to do that. If you look at any major brand that's making an ad, that's making a documentary, a podcast, or anything, they're all filming 9:16, and the algorithm favors that. And I hate saying the algorithm favors that. It's like we're paying tribute to some entity or whatever. But if you want traction, if you want engagement, why are we doing all this work if you're not going to do it right? So always post in the proper format, and that's going to help you with your algorithm, with your engagement, with your content, and the overall presentation. Hey everyone, how's it going? Alexander back at you with another video. Today we're talking long format and short format content, or 9:16 or 16:9. Being a filmmaker and an aspiring cinema enthusiast, I always prefer traditional 16:9, but there are times where clients want, for social media sake, that 9:16 content. It bugs us cinematographers and videographers, I know, but we have to adapt with the times. Today I'm going to talk to you about a few trends I'm seeing in the industry. We're also going to talk my workflow when it comes to creating long format and short format content at the same time, and then my deliverables. And I'm going to show you a real world example of where I filmed a traditional project and punched in to deliver a short format on the C400. I usually film at 4K XFABC, but utilize the full capabilities of the C400 sensor. Today I am shooting at 6K. That way I have more resolution to punch in with, as you can see here right now, punching in for short format content. So if this kind of stuff interests you, stay tuned, because we're going to have a quick discussion on this topic coming up right now. Hey everyone, I know it's been a minute, but I've been out in the field working. I've been editing. I've done, between me and my wife, we've done 50 weddings this year, a lot of corporate events. I got some music videos coming up. Anyways, back to the topic. Today we're talking short format and long format content, something that has really just taken the industry by storm over the past 4 years or so. We have seen the emergence of social media, and everyone's attention span as a result just disappear, because nobody wants to sit down and watch a 2-hour movie anymore. Nobody wants to go to the cinema and spend $100 when you can go home and stream it and fast forward the boring parts. I think the industry's changing, and yes, I think Hollywood is going away. Numerous polls and studies have showcased that young adults, younger generations, are much more open to short format content as opposed to long format content. A lot of people don't even have cable anymore. Unless you're streaming movies, you rarely see any ads. I pay for YouTube Red. I don't ever really see any ads. And that's why a lot of industry, a lot of manufacturers and brands and companies have shifted to social media ads. I came across a job on LinkedIn the other day for John Deere. They were paying 6 figures for a social media manager. I can't think of one company, small or large, that aren't on social media and taking advantage. So short format content is here. It's not going anywhere, and short format content is going to continue to evolve. And there's been a professional standard set out by a lot of companies now that can present short format content in a clean, concise, on-brand way without looking all weird, without being formatted all differently. Short format that takes up your whole screen on your phone is going to be the answer for a lot of clients and their advertisement needs. I'm seeing it myself. I work for a lot of local clients here. Some of them pay me very well, and some of them want specifically short format content, no long format content. Documentary and sports and news is really the only, and weddings is really the only area I see long format content really sticking around for a while. Even weddings though, I'm getting more popularity when I'm filming weddings to just present a 90-second reel as opposed to a 15-minute long wedding film. And if you're a talented videographer, you can fit a lot of information and a lot of story into 90 seconds that can capture people's attention, deliver an emotion, and make the client happy, the bride and groom happy. It's on us as creators, as filmmakers, as videographers to get adaptive and get out of our mind that we have to always film traditionally 16:9. And it's disappointing because I'm a film enthusiast, but it doesn't stop me from going out and making my short film and filming it traditionally. And I don't care what social media does with my short film. I don't care if the algorithm doesn't promote it because it's not 9:16. I don't care because it's my creation. And that's also the mentality we should have as well. I have worked on 2 projects recently where I was filming both long and short format content. On one job, it was for a clothing designer, and he knew he wanted more of a long format documentary style for his website and for his brand. And then he also wanted social media content. He didn't want to rent the studio that we had longer. He didn't want to spend more time for my cameras and my time. So what we did was film simultaneously, both on the C400 and the C70 mounted vertically, and we got the same content, but different formats. That's one way of doing it, and that's the right way to do it. The cheap way of doing it is if they don't have the time or the budget for it, just film what you got, long format, that is if they want long format, and then punching in. And that's where I come into my second job that I recently did. And it's not necessarily that they didn't have the time or the budget. It was that we were only allowed in a certain area for a specific time. I was working for my buddy Eric Torres. He owns a foundation called Memorial Valor Foundation, which honors fallen special operations soldiers. I'm a veteran myself, and I connected with him shortly after I got out of the military and started working for him and his cause, nonprofit, of course. And he was laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And I had never been there. He had never been there. It was the first time for both of us. We didn't really know what to expect. We had to get clearance to bring in a camera. They took my microphones off my camera. I couldn't have a tripod, all of that. So it was very rough. So I filmed 16:9 and or traditional, and later, after I delivered the long format version of the 3-minute mini documentary I made, I punched in to create short format or 9:16 content. And by the way, yes, mini documentaries or anything considered usually in time length between 2 and 20 minutes, which really just opens up your opportunities to tell a story as a filmmaker. If you feel passionate about a cause or a certain situation, go out and film it. Get B-roll, get an interview, get the story, do a little bit of research, edit, put it together, make it look clean. Just a guideline of the time frame. But in 2 minutes, you can present, like I mentioned, a lot of story and a lot of emotion, and bring awareness to a cause or bring momentum to something you're passionate about. And that's something I continually tell myself when I get in these creative ruts. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out this project and see what you all think. And hopefully this provides some good insight and also gives you some insight into our experience at laying the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The ceremony that you are about to witness is an Army wreath-laying ceremony to be conducted in honor of the unknown.
Starting the foundation, I just pictured it as just trying to do something good in this world for the people that deserve it the most, and that's those Gold Star families and the heroes who left their families behind due to the sacrifice that they made. It's a point in my life where I realize, the war is going to end, soldiers are going to come home, but the ones that have stayed behind in those countries and passed away, they're going to eventually be forgotten. And my goal with this whole thing was to make sure that as many as we can, are never forgotten, specifically in the special operations side. Today here at Arlington Cemetery, we had the honor to lay the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It means quite a lot to be able to be here in uniform on a rare occasion. To do something like this is near and dear to my heart, and I know everybody that's involved with the foundation. It just shows the importance of the sacrifice that not only these unknown soldiers, but every gravestone around here that these men and women have done and sacrificed for our country.
I have the honor today of laying the wreath. My late husband is also buried here at Section 60. I can't even begin to tell you how absolutely honored I feel, and my family and my friends feel, to be here.
Okay, again, it's not a Netflix quality documentary, but it does capture the day as it happened. It captured the emotion, and my friends with Memorial Valor Foundation were very happy with that video. It captured the importance and the essence of why they were there in the first place, and that was to remember the fallen and to honor the fallen. All right, I'll end it at that. The highlight, the bottom line summary is to consider where your content's going. If it's going on social media, I would always encourage you to do 9x16. I will catch you all in the next video. Hopefully it won't be as long. I got some content coming up that I will be filming here shortly, and also more gear talk, of course, coming your way. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.